Shape layers give you the ability to create vector graphic elements inside of a composition. Creating graphics that are vector give you the ability to scale the size of the layer as large as you like without losing quality. Shape layers also have their own set of extra animation properties, which can help you create advanced looking animation relatively quickly. In this project, we're going to focus on how to create shape layers. By adding a couple little stars into our skyline. Now, to add shape layers, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have nothing selected in the timeline. More importantly, you want to make sure you do not have any layers selected. As if you have a layer selected, when we use these tools instead of creating shape layers, they will actually create masks on those layers. So looking in the timeline, I can see I don't have any layers selected. Then I go up to the tool panel in the upper left hand corner of the interface. And I will click and hold on the rectangle. Yours may have any of these other tools, but the tool I want to choose is the star tool, because the star tool is extraordinarily versatile. The star tool can create not only stars, it also can create shapes of multiple points. Now, to show you how that works, once we have the star tool chosen, I want you to go to the right side in the upper middle portion of the interface here. You notice we have fill and a stroke. Now, I don't want there to be a stroke on the star. So I'm going to hover over the stroke. On the Windows, you will hold down Alt. On the Mac, you will hold down Option. And click multiple times until you get the no symbol. And that's tell us we have no stroke. Now, let's set the fill color to something white. So I will go ahead and click in the fill color here, and I will choose white. Click OK. Now, once I have done that, I can go to my skyline and click and drag. And notice, as I'm dragging, I have a star that I've drawn out. If I hold Shift as I drag, it will keep that star vertical. If I hold Control as I drag on Windows, or Command as I drag on the Mac, notice I can change the angle of the stars. So I like something that's a little more like a typical Texas star. So I would choose something like that. And I know that's extraordinarily large, so we'll deal with that in a second. Now, once I have that chosen, I can let go of the Control key And I can go over and use the up and down arrows and add more points to my star or less point to my star. I like a traditional 5-point pointed star, so I'm going to go ahead and let go. And then I'll press V to grab my selection tool. Once I've got my selection tool, I can position the star anywhere I like. Now, if I want to make adjustments to the shape layer, I can come down to the layer itself and open up the Polystar options. And down here, notice it has its own set of transform options. In addition to the transform options on the layer itself. So I want to open the transform Polystar option. And in here, I can go ahead and decrease the scale of the star. And if I like this, I can go ahead and duplicate this star. So I'm going to go ahead and click in the empty area here in the timeline to deselect everything. And I will click once on Polystar 1. And I will press Ctrl D on Windows or Command D on the Mac. That will duplicate that star. And then I can go ahead and open up the options for Polystar 2. Open up this transform options. I can move this position somewhere else in the scene. Of course, I can adjust its scale and really makes it something tiny or makes it something larger. So I encourage you to go on through and create as many stars as you like and add them into your project. And when you're finished, go ahead and notice if I scroll up to the top of the timeline and collect layer 1, you will see I only have one shape layer. And it contains multiple star objects. So when I come to creating shape layers, I recommend using the creation tools in the upper left hand corner of the interface. And in my option, the most versatile of all these shape creation tools is the star tool, since it does give you the ability to create so many different points in different styles of shapes with one tool.